today. Can Michel Pereira dance his way to another win and secure a top spot in the middleweight division? Also, what about Rob Font? Can Rob Font go out there with his bouffant hairstyle and once again style on a competitor? Or has the old man seen better days? And there's a whole lot of female fights. All of this and more on today's episode of Matter of Fact MMA. What's up? What's happening? Let's go. What's up, guys? We right back at it. We right back with it. It's your boy, Matt. We're here to go ahead and break down the next UFC Apex card, which goes down this Saturday night, where in the main event, we see Fluffy Hernandez step in there with Michel Pereira. Bro, as I take a little look at my notes, Anthony Hernandez is a beast. Okay, let's just go ahead and speak this. Anthony Hernandez is a beast. The man has got that dog in him. He's tough. He's hard to finish. Period. His submissions are grade A. His tenacity to sink in a submission, to lock in a submission is amazing. But with all of that, I got Michel Pereira. Michael Myers. I got Michel Pereira. You know what I'm saying? Michel Pereira, the man, his striking is accurate. His striking is on point. His striking is creative. He has good takedown defense. He has pretty good grappling. He's pretty good at scrambles. He's good at submissions. I got Michel Pereira. Plus, he's a wild man. Michel Pereira's the type of dude you want to go to the bar with. You know what I'm saying? You want to go clubbing with Michel Pereira because it's going to be a good time. You know what I'm talking about? I got Michel Pereira. Now, looking at this matchup, bro, there's definitely a world where Anthony Hernandez can go out there and outlast Michel Pereira in the first round, wait for Michel to make a mistake in the second and take his back up against the cage and do a standing choke, or Michel gets a little bit too lackadaisical, Anthony Hernandez pulls him to the ground, subs him. There's a world where that could happen, but I got to lean toward Michel Pereira, bro. I just do. Now, there is a possibility, by this being a 5-round fight, maybe Anthony Hernandez could stretch him, take him out in the deep waters, and outlast the stamina of Michel Pereira. But one thing I noticed about Anthony Hernandez is that he gets hit a lot in his fights. And Michel Pereira is not a guy you're going to get hit by and keep going. You get hit by Michel Pereira, you going out. You going out. So nevertheless, man, I got to go along with Michel Pereira to go out there and get the win. As I check my Nizzotes, let's move on. Next, we have Rob Font going out there against Kyler Phillips. I got Kyler Phillips. I think there was a point in time where Rob Font was an outstanding bantamweight contender. You know what I'm saying? Had some of the best boxing in that division. But with losses, with age, and with getting that chin rocked a few times, I just think Rob Font's better days are behind him. I got to go along with Kyler Phillips. He's well-rounded. He's got good striking, tricky kicks, tricky angles on his elbows, and he's good at scrambles, and he can always cinch up a good ninja choke. So, I got Kyler Phillips. Next, we got my dude, Charles Johnson, stepping in there against Samudari. Either way, I got Charles Johnson. I think Charles Johnson is entering in to the Charles Johnson era. I just made that up. There is no Charles Johnson era, but you got to admit, the man has got a few wins under his belt. He's always looked good in the octagon. Possibly low fight IQ caused him to lose a few fights, a few decisions that could have possibly went his way. But now Charles is ready. He's doing his thing. He's making a run, and I'm all for it. I got Charles Johnson to go out there and get the win. Next, we have Brady Highstand stepping in there against Jake Hadley. This one is tricky because Jake Hadley is looking a lot better. Stand-up is looking better. Look like he's been working a little bit more on his cardio. Endurance is lasting a little bit better. With that being said, I think Brady's got something. I think Brady hasn't had the losses that Jake has taken, hasn't had the disappointments that Jake has taken. I think, I don't know, I just get the vibe that Brady's one of these dudes that stays in the gym, works hard all the time. Not that Jake Hadley doesn't, because Jake Hadley will always be down to take a good short notice fight. So clearly, he's always training, he's always in the gym. But I'm going to go along with Brady Highstand to get the win there. Next, we have the damage. The damage. Darren Elkins stepping in there against Daniel Pineda. I got Daniel Pineda. Darren Elkins is that guy that you never know when he'll go in there and make this a dog wrestling contest and just hold a guy down, and he ain't worried about nothing. He ain't worried about trying to submit you. He's not worried about bashing your brain in on the ground. Darren Elkins will just hold you down and ride it out, because the older he gets, the later he gets into his career, it's interesting because of the nickname being the damage. More so than him doing damage to opponents, it becomes a matter of how much damage can Darren take. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, bro, Daniel Pineda, I mean, this dude is just balls to the wall. You know what I'm talking about? This dude, he goes full force with his strikes, full force with wrestling, full force with scrambles. He goes 100%. With that being said, there's definitely a world where he could gas out by about halfway through the second round. If he makes it to the early third, it could definitely be a question. Darren Elkins rarely ever gets tired, but I got to go along with Daniel Pineda. Next, we got Mateus Nicolau stepping in there with Asu Alabambev. I'm actually going to go along with Asu to go out there and get the win. I think he's going to go out there and get the win. I know Nicolau looked a little bit better in his last fight, but he did take a lot of shots. He outlasted his opponent, or he outlasted the shots, but there was times where the fight was close to being stopped based on the strikes he was taking. With that being said, I'm going to fade him. I'm going along with Asu to get the win. Next, we have Brad Katona stepping in there against Gene Matsumoto. Or maybe it's John Matsumoto. I got Matsumoto to go out there and get the win. I mean, you know, the Brad Katona story and coming off the Ultimate Fighter and everything, yeah, that's cool. But I got Matsumoto to go out there and get the win. Next, we have Jocelyn Edwards going out there against Tamires Vidal. Jocelyn Edwards is tricky, bro, because I think Jocelyn Edwards is talented. I think she's a talented striker. I think when she finds her range, she could be lethal. But I think overall, this is going to sound weird. I think what holds Jocelyn Edwards back is she's so nice. She's so nice, bro. I don't think she has that killer instinct that a lot of these other women have in her division. I just don't think that she has that. With that being said, I think she's got enough to get Vidal out of there. Because, of course, Jocelyn Edwards has kind of fought, you know, if you look at her string of fighters she's fought over the last, 3 years, she's kind of been through the ringer. She's been up against a lot of tough opponents. I'm going to go along with Jocelyn Edwards to get the win. I'd like to see her find that fury, that where's that? Bring that inner savage out, like Dana White be saying. Bring that out, you know what I'm saying? Because I think she could be something, but she's just so nice. Anyway, we got Jessica Panay against Elise Reed. Come on, don't bring this to me. I got Elise Reed all day. Jessica Panay, what are you doing? Stick to podcasting with Angela Hill. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we got Melissa Martinez stepping in there against Elise Adderline. Man, I got Elise. Or maybe it's Alice. I apologize. I'm gonna go along with an underdog pick of Alice to go out there and get the win. She did not look too bad in her UFC debut, and it was short notice. And she went all 3 rounds. I think, and she, if you follow her on Instagram, she's coming in shape for this fight. I'm going to go along with Alice to get the win. And finally, we have Austin Lane stepping in there with Robelis de Spain. I got Robelis de Spain because Austin Lane, those rhyme, generally finds a way to lose the fight. So, that's it, man. That's the UFC Apex. This will be Apex 99. Are they going to pull out something big for Apex 3? I'm sorry, I said 300, 100? I don't know. This is Vegas 99. I wonder if they're going to pull out anything for Vegas 100. I don't know. Do they even have that in here yet? Oh, Vegas 100, the main event, is Neil Magny versus Prates. Well, look at that. They really dug deep for that one. Anyway, please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about these fights coming up this weekend. Let me know some of your picks. And once again, I do want to thank you for joining me for another episode of Matter of Fact MMA. And I'll check you next time. Peace.